Well, hello. Just inside the boys' house here, checking on one of the new guys. Today, we're going to be putting in these plastic slats that are made for commercial freezer doors. And we're going to be installing these to keep the heat inside the house. We've been having to use these blankets you see on top of the house there, waiting for these to get shipped. But today they're here, and we're going to get them installed. This particular strip is 8 inches wide, and I've cut this one to the length that I need. It came in this 150-foot roll. You can buy these in all kinds of different widths as well as different lengths. You can get them pre-cut. For us, with as many houses as we have to do, it just wasn't cost effective to buy it in pre-cut lengths. This 150-foot roll was the best way to go. We do it a little different here than everybody else does. Let me show you. I need measurements that are 23 inches long. This plastic stripping, as you can imagine, is very flexible and moves around a lot. So the way that I like to do it is get a piece of plywood or any scrap wood you have and put it on one end. You get a straight 90-degree angle there. You run it down the side, and as I make the measurement to where I need to be, then I use a straight edge on that scrap piece of wood to cut the slat or strip. Of course, there's a million different ways that you can do this. This is just the way that I like to do it because I try to get every single strip the same length. It just makes it a lot easier when I mount them. Having a piece of wood under it is also beneficial for when you do make the measurements. Now this will hook, the tape measure will hook onto the wood, and I can pull on this and nothing's going to happen. If you don't do it this way and you try to measure off of the strip, you can see that it's flexible. It moves. I can't put any pressure on that really without it moving. And there goes my chance of getting an accurate measurement. So again, I'll set it up here on the edge. There we go. Make my measurement. Whoa, that's exactly what happens if you don't have the wood here. 23. Now I like to make numerous marks of whatever the measurement is that I'm making. That way it just helps me increase the odds of getting a more accurate cut or measurement, which relates then to a cut. So now I have my marks at the measurement that I need. I'm going to put this on here. And as you can see there, same thing with trying to measure with the tape measure. This is up against the plywood, gives me a very solid place to put the straight edge and then make the cut. I guess it'd be easier if I wasn't trying to do it upside down. And there is a pretty straight cut. Let's do this. This again, this is an 8-inch wide and my straight edge is only 6. So I've got a little bit left over that I've got to cut. And, oh, I got a little piece loose there. There we go. Now, just repeat 10 times. Okay, we've got our strips cut. Now, a lot of people would think that, well, you just put them on the piece of wood and mount them and then mount the piece of wood up there. Well, what happens is they'll be up off of the ground like this, or they'll be touching the ground too much. What that does is create a place where this flexes, and then that can let the air in. I'm really not sure why. I just don't like the way that everybody says to do it. What they say to do is overlap each piece by 50%. So like that, and then the next one goes halfway over. I don't like that. There's a bunch of seams that way that can let the air in. The way I prefer to do it is you put them right next to each other. I'm just going to hold them up here, like so, and then you put one over that. Now, I've seen lots of tortoise houses that have freezer strips as their doors. And there's always big gaps when they do them the recommended way, and that's to overlap each one 50%. So I just started doing it this way, and it seems to work a lot better. So let me show you. We're going to put our first one up, and we want it to be perpendicular to the edge. We don't want any air coming in there. And we want it to just barely touch the floor. Like that. There. Let me see how that looks. I really like that. And the first one is very important because all of the rest of them are going to go off of that. There we go. We just use a stapler. Oh, I didn't hold that up there tight. There we go. And that is how we do it. I will go back and put more staples in these. But that looks pretty darn good. All right. Just like that. There we go. One down, 4 to go. And again, you look online or you go to the manufacturer and look at what's the preferred or what's the recommended installation, and they recommend that you put that like that. Well, I just don't like that. It just does not seem to work. You can see, we maybe not be able to see in the video there, but this front one is buckling and not laying flat on the one behind it. What's that mean? That means more electricity. So the way that I'm going to do it is like this. And then any buckling here on the seam or any gap will be covered, maybe I can do this, by another one like so. And that just seems to be a lot better. Now, I'm not sure if it is. You would think with all the millions and millions of dollars that companies have spent on plastic and trying to keep cold in freezers, that if the way that I'm doing it was better, that they would say to do it that way. But you can't guarantee that. So I'll keep doing it this way. I've got my third piece up, and there's a gap here of about a 1/2 inch, which I think won't be too bad. What's more important is I get it up against this edge and not allow any air there, because there is going to be a strip that goes over this. There we go. Not too bad. And now we're still getting the 50% overlap, but that to me just seems a lot better. Boom, just like that. And even though this one has the gap, with the way that we're doing this, and ta-da, there we go. Now that will keep the heat in, keep the cold out. One down, one to go. Well, not yet. I'm still going to put a 2x4 here across the front of this and then screw it to the 2x4 behind it, just to sandwich those strips in there to hold them in place a little bit better. 1 3/4 down, one to go. Or 3/4 down, 1 1/4 to go. In all of our houses, we use 4x4s as the posts for each side of the door. Then we put a 2x4 on the back of those, run it across. If we were to mount the plastic strips up against this, it would be on the back edge of this 4x4. So what we do is we put another 2x4 on this 2x4 here, and that brings us out to the middle of the 4x4. So that way when we hang the curtains, they're not hanging on the back edge of the 4x4 and can easily allow air in. They're hanging in the middle of the 4x4. So that way there's 1 3/4 inches on both sides of the curtain. And it just seems to help keep the air in a little bit better. And again, some people will think that, oh, well, you should have just mounted the strips on that 2x4 and then screwed the 2x4 up there. Well, that sounds good, but it doesn't work good because you won't get it exactly on the floor. Am I in your way? Okay, I'm moving. You want to say hi to the camera? Where are you going? Oh, that's a red drill, not a strawberry. Oh, do you want to go inside? You want to go in? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Hey, come on. Hey, I'm trying to put the door in. Jeez, tortoises. So as I was saying, if we had mounted the strips to this 2x4 before we put it up there, it could be up 1/4 of an inch or too low 1/4 of an inch. And then what do? Well, what you do is you end up letting a bunch of hot air out. And you pay more in electricity. That looks perfect. Being up against this edge, very, very important. And you might be able to see in the video there, now that is hanging right in the middle of the width of this 4x4 instead of on that back edge. Just like so. And just like so. Right, next one. Hey, is it already getting warmer in there? They're shy. That looks great. All right. Maybe one more. Now on the last door, we were about a 1/2 inch too big. And the reason why is because this door is about a 1/2 inch too small. Well, it's not too small, it's just a 1/2 inch under the 2 feet. So this last strip is gonna overlap just a little bit. Again, these are 8-inch wide strips, 23 inches wide, 23.5 inch wide hole here. And so it'll overlap a little bit, but that's all right. I don't think they'll mind. Pepper dog. What? I know, I hear you. What? Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. You see what we're doing? It's okay. Just about done here. And then we'll just get the... Oh, that looks great. All right. And I was joking about is it getting warmer already, but it will. Very fast, it'll get warm in there. With these doors open like this, we're not holding any heat in there. All right. And after I finish this, there's just one more thing, and that's we don't even know if these tortoises will go in and out of this. They're all new to us. There we go. And ta-da. I wonder why. Might not be square. Let's see. That one seems to be letting a little bit of, there's a gap there. Let's see how I can fix that. I don't happen to have a screwdriver out here, so we'll use this. Get this staple out. Like that. And we'll see if we can pull that corner up. Oh, a lot better. A lot better. There we go. Oh! Oh, man. With as good as that came out, I should be a freezer door strip technician. Hey! No, 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 no. What are you doing? You gonna try it out? There you go. 2 covered doors. So for any of you that think tortoises are slow, you're going to still think they're slow because they just, oh, there we go. Just doing the laps. Well, there's our first tortoise going in the door. And this guy, hey, Crush. No, 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 no. Come on, in the door. Is this guy going to do it? No. Crush. It's okay. Come on. You're not going to fit in there either. And as I said, we'll go ahead and finish it off with 2x4 across the front. Just like that. There we go. Crush. Can I help you? Oh. It's okay. There. There you go. There you go. No. You're just gonna have to learn. There you go. There you go. Come on. That's a good boy. One more. Come on, big guy. There you go. There you go. It's okay. It's okay. Here, I help you. He's thinking. Maybe. It's okay. What if I fold them up? The old back foot technique gets him every time. And there we go. Hi guys. Nice and warm in their house.